In the years of the Cold War, the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, played a pivotal role. Its motto at the time was the same as Sun Tzu's in The Art of War: know thy enemies. But what's the goal in the 21st century? America's top spy agencies facing new challenges, conflicts in the Middle East, tensions with Russia and China. There's a new book addressing that question and more by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Tim Weiner. It's called The Mission: The CIA in the 21st Century. It's a chronicle of the CIA in the directly attributed words of those who lived it. And it follows up Weiner's best-selling early history of the CIA called Legacy of Ashes. And Tim Weiner joins me now. Tim, congratulations on the book. I've really been enjoying thumbing through it, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Amrit.
You know, I just appreciate how clearly and declaratively you write about something that can be so enigmatic, shrouded in mystery for so many. And I think in the beginning, let's just talk about the CIA in general and its importance to the American project, especially because, you know, it's founded in 1947, Truman, to try and prevent the next Pearl Harbor, as you say, and you write, and this tracks largely the CIA with America becoming a global superpower. How intrinsic to that fact is the CIA?
Well, the CIA is an executor of American foreign policy. It's the pointy end of the spear, if you will. And after the Cold War ended, it lost its great enemy, and it went in search of a mission, a new mission. Well, that mission was thrust upon it with 9/11. Surprise attack. The CIA knew that Al-Qaeda was going to hit the United States, but where and when, it couldn't say. So the CIA was then ordered by President George W. Bush to do things it had never done and was never designed to do, to be a lethal paramilitary force, to operate secret prisons, and to interrogate prisoners using techniques of torture that had been approved by the President of the United States. And, you know, I interviewed the people who were instrumental in creating the secret prison system. They knew it would never stay secret. They knew you really can't keep a secret in America for too long. And they knew that when this came out, they would take it on the neck. The president ordered this, but the CIA took the hit.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because you write about the fact that there's a very interesting relationship, obviously, between the CIA and the president, and that you had written at one point, it's perilous to tell the president what he didn't want to hear, and that continues to some degree. I mean, just talk about this relationship between the president and the CIA over time and what we see now.
Well, we have a president today who hates and despises the CIA because it very accurately and forcefully discovered that the Russians had monkey-wrenched the 2016 election to help elect Trump. He has appointed as CIA director a man, John Ratcliffe, who he knows will only tell him what he wants to hear. And, you know, you have a MAGA acolyte, John Ratcliffe, running the CIA. You've got a conspiracy theorist, Tulsi Gabbard, running the Directorate of National Intelligence, which oversees CIA. You've got another MAGA warrior, Kash Patel, running the FBI and dismantling its national security and intelligence functions. And over at the Pentagon, you've got a former Fox News host who's a rank amateur. And the disorder, the chaos in the American intelligence community today increases the risk of a surprise attack. And if we were hit again at home or abroad, the way we were hit on 9/11, can you imagine what Trump would do?
Well, you know, I think as you say this, and I know that so much of what you've sourced, and you back up many of your claims and characterizations there in the book with interviews that are named by sources in the CIA. Often when people are doing these kinds of intelligence interviews, the names are protected for their own protection. So it's very interesting. You have this access in part because of your Pulitzer Prize-winning past as a journalist, Legacy of Ashes, a bestseller. This one's on its way as well. It's interesting, I think, for you, right? Because you talk about the fact that being a journalist is kind of like being a spy in a lot of ways. A lot of the same questions and interview techniques. Does that give you a special understanding of the way they work, or does the CIA's operation in some way still feel, as always, enigmatic?
Well, I've been writing about, reading about, thinking about talking about CIA for almost 40 years now. And yeah, I mean, journalists and spies both want to uncover secrets and they want to know what makes things tick. It's true. But I think, people talk to me on the record, and the entire book is on the record, no anonymous sources or blind quotes. You hang around long enough and people trust you, or they begin to trust you. And that makes for a stronger book.
Well, it certainly makes for the kinds of credibility to your claims that one needs to do this kind of book and wade directly into the crosshairs of, I imagine, so many people who are looking at you saying, you're making some big claims and they're inconvenient to me or not. And so for that, we thank you for coming on to talk about it, and thank you for bringing us the book as well. It's called The Mission. It's about the CIA's recent history. Legacy of Ashes, the first book as well. Tim Weiner, thanks so much for making some time to talk to us. Congratulations on the book. It's an honor to have you.
Appreciate it, Amrit.
All right, thank you so much. Again, a conversation about where the CIA finds itself right now. And as you hear, some characterizations of whom is staffing the CIA and what their incentives are, whether you agree with them or not. In the book, Tim talks about why he feels that way.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.